My name is Cheryl. I'm 40 years old. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Give me 3 words that best describe you.
Creative, intelligent, and joyful. I enjoy spending time with my family members, including my 3 young kids. It's been sort of difficult to find things that are interesting while raising 3 young kids, but they also give me new ideas and thoughts about playing and drawing and things that seem simple and things that I used to do in childhood that now are more fun having them around. Before my diagnosis, there were a whirlwind of events that happened in my life. So in 2014, I married my husband, and within a month of us being married, we were blessed to be pregnant. And from then, we were able to have 2 other children. So I've been married 8 years, and I have a 7, 5, and 4-year-old. So there have been a lot of fantastic things that occurred before my breast cancer diagnosis that were really exciting and worthwhile for someone like me who had taken so much time to focus on my education. I will not forget the manner in which I found out about my breast cancer diagnosis. I actually had been having pain while breastfeeding my youngest daughter, and it was time for me to go to my 6-week postpartum visit. And my husband was at some point frustrated with the fact that I kept on mentioning this pain that I was having, that I just assumed, because it was painful and red and swollen, I assumed that it would be a breast infection, which commonly happens when you're breastfeeding. So I went to my 6-week postpartum visit and met with my OBGYN and mentioned the pain I was having in my left breast, and she immediately, after seeing my breast, told me that I needed to have an ultrasound done. And a few hours later, I was being told I need to see a breast surgeon who did a biopsy of my breast, and unfortunately, there wasn't much fluid that returned, and he gave me a look of concern as if he knew that I had breast cancer. But in my mind, that couldn't happen to someone like me. And so I went in with optimism, but the following weekend, the following Monday, I was told that I had invasive ductal carcinoma of the breast. I was in our family vehicle with my husband, and we were just silent and completely shocked without any words of what we should say. And I won't forget the day that I was told of my diagnosis, because it was the day after Valentine's Day. My stage 4 status occurred about a year later. I had been on a medication to help with my triple-negative breast cancer, and after being on that medication for approximately a year, my oncologist decided that it may be time to stop that since I had been doing well. And within 2 weeks of being off of the medication, I had just celebrated my 5-year wedding anniversary and started having pain in my cheekbone on the left side. And I assumed that it may just be a sinus infection, but the pain lingered despite taking antibiotics and trying other ways of treating myself at home. And my friend, who is an oncologist, also told me that I should possibly get a brain scan done. And she was right. I needed a brain scan, and I did not have a sinus infection. I had a tumor in my brain that was related to my breast cancer. Well, I'm happy to say that I am learning to take more time for myself, and that's been a positive that has come from this journey. What's helpful also is to have the support of my family members, particularly my husband, who makes me take time for myself and take time to smell the roses and go on trips and eat ice cream and play. My breast cancer diagnosis was one that I wanted to tackle in strong and powerful ways, and I'm proud of what I was able to do while going through chemo and radiation while dealing with breast cancer. But at the time of my diagnosis with a brain tumor that was directly related to my breast cancer, my oncologist thought that it would be a good idea for me to take some time that would be more meaningful for me. And I'm really grateful that my oncologist recommended that I take some time off of work, because being a physician, you oftentimes see things in a broader perspective that includes thinking of others. And it was really time for me to sit down and say, you need to heal yourself. Many times I struggle with the fact that I'm no longer practicing as a physician. I really have a heart for not only taking care of patients and being able to offer methods to treat them and help them, but I really enjoy feeling a sense of family with my patients and hearing their stories and learning about their loved ones who then became my loved ones also. So although there are parts of healthcare that I do not like, I definitely miss my patients and the relationships that I gathered with them. So it's been tough to not be a practicing physician. One of the things I wish people knew about metastatic breast cancer is that I will have it for the rest of my life. Many times, family members, they need more support than you do sometimes with the diagnosis. I'm prepared for whatever may happen with my diagnosis, but one of the questions that's often asked is, are you cancer-free? And no, I have no evidence of disease in my body, but I cannot say that I am cancer-free as someone who has stage 4 cancer. It doesn't work like that. I appear to be someone who is healthy, and I would say that I am a healthy person. I am living in healthier ways since my diagnosis, but all diseases do not show up in ways that are physical in the manner in which someone looks malnourished or sick. Many times when we have cancer, we actually gain weight because of the medications that we take. So I am happy to know that I give a different face to stage 4 cancer that lets people know that, yes, I can appear to be fine, but there's more to the story than what you see. And this campaign is great for that reason, because as people see me and they see my smile, I hope they know that there is more to me than my physical appearance. There are ways that I am mentally challenged with this diagnosis. There are ways that I have to think about things that I wouldn't expect most 40-year-olds to have to think about things. And there are ways that I have to treat my children that are different than many parents do. I've got a great support system. I will say for me, I'm a fairly private person. And so one of the more difficult parts of my breast cancer journey has been opening up to express to people that I do have needs. I'm used to trying to at least be superwoman. And when you go through breast cancer, there are times when you're weak and you're fatigued and you need assistance. And so I gather that from close friends, including medical school friends that have been such a great support. They've offered me prayers, monetary donations, and just positive vibes in general are so helpful. So I say that sometimes I feel like I'm the old lady now. Although I'm just 40, I'm the old lady who has to share her story with people. And I hope to do it in a short and succinct way that allows people to know what I'm going through. Not for sympathy, but for them to know that there is hope with this diagnosis, and you can still find joy in life and you can still be positive. As a patient, I feel like my experience may be a little bit different than it is for many Black women or Black people in general who deal with breast cancer, because I am a physician. I'm lucky enough to have a close friend who is a Black female oncologist who was able to help and support me through my initial diagnosis and to refer me to great specialists and physicians and healthcare workers that could help me. But I do also recognize, not only as a physician, but as a Black woman who is a patient dealing with breast cancer, that there are discrepancies in the manner in which we may be treated. And so for me, it is important to be an advocate that has perspectives that can be helpful from a medical background, but also a real background that is just simply, I too have triple negative breast cancer and I need help. And I need that help to support me in the best ways possible. And me as a Black woman, I sometimes need support in ways that are different than other people. I need love, I need attention, and I need to not be disregarded when I say something's wrong with my body. I can imagine that with the positive energy and the positive thoughts and the love that I am surrounded by, that there will be someone, there will be people who have the energy and the desire to help those of us who are fighting stage 4 breast cancer. I can imagine that my children will see me grow as I see them grow. I can imagine that I can see more milestones in my children's lives and see them graduate high school and maybe get married. And I can imagine that I have more years with my husband to enjoy life and to smile. I can imagine that I am surrounded with love, and I can imagine that I can get through this, and I can imagine that I can help others.